Hello and welcome. Over the next few minutes, you will hear how the Supreme Court's decision on race-conscious admissions is affecting the admissions process at Vanderbilt and what Vanderbilt is doing in response. Diversity is essential to a university's mission, and Vanderbilt will always seek to recruit a wide and deep pool of applicants consistent with our academic mission and our core value of equal opportunity. The court's decision makes it more difficult for universities to create a rich and dynamic campus community. That said, we believe there's still room for Vanderbilt to build diverse incoming classes and comply with the law. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce Vanderbilt General Counsel Ruby Shalloway, who will tell us more about the effects of the court's decision.
Some of the media coverage in the days after the court's ruling simply noted that the court found Harvard and UNC's admissions processes to be unconstitutional. We've received requests for more detail about the court's analysis. I want to share some of that information with you. The court's majority opinion concluded that Harvard and UNC's admissions programs are inconsistent with the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution, which requires that race-based classifications satisfy a strict scrutiny level of review. Applying that strict scrutiny test, the court said that the universities had not established sufficiently focused and measurable objectives warranting the use of race, and that they unavoidably employ race in a negative manner. The court also noted that the universities had not identified meaningful endpoints for when they would no longer need to use race as a factor in their holistic admissions processes. So in light of the court's ruling, what are we no longer allowed to do? We're not allowed to use a student's racial identity standing alone as a factor in admissions. That is the case even if race is just one factor of many that is considered in a holistic admissions process, as we have had at Vanderbilt for many years. In light of the court's ruling, what are we allowed to do? In the closing of its opinion, the court said that we are not prohibited from considering an applicant's discussion of how race affected his or her life. For example, the court said we can give a benefit in the admissions process to an applicant who overcame racial discrimination if doing so is tied to that individual student's courage and determination. Or we can give a benefit to an applicant who explains how their cultural heritage motivated them to assume a leadership role in a club, so long as it is related to the student's unique ability to contribute to the university. So we can continue to listen to applicants and their guidance counselors who tell us about how race has affected the student's life. But we must assess applicants based on their experiences as individuals and not on the basis of race. And we can also continue to use race-neutral means to achieve our goals of admitting a diverse class, such as by looking for students who are first-generation college students, who speak more than one language, who attended an under-resourced high school, or who came from a lower socioeconomic status.
In our roles overseeing undergraduate and graduate admissions at Vanderbilt, and as co-chairs of the task force that will make recommendations for how Vanderbilt should proceed, Doug and I will be working with our teams to implement whatever changes are required to comply with the court's decision and the related federal guidelines.
Vanderbilt has long employed a holistic admissions process that looks at each individual applicant to assess what skills, perspectives, backgrounds, and educational experiences they would bring to our university community. And we remain committed to nurturing a diverse academic community in which we can prepare leaders with the tools and perspectives required to engage with the world.
As our task force issues its recommendations, we will share that information with the university community. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to contact the task force with any questions.
Although our admissions process will change, our commitment to creating a diverse campus community will not. On behalf of our teams and the University Task Force, thank you for your interest and your collaboration as we move forward together.